Hello, I'm Aaron, and I am here to talk with you about mindset, more specifically about phase one of e-launch, which is called Magnify Your Mind. When I started as an e-launcher, I did not give much thought to my mindset. I had an idea. It was an idea that had been brewing in the back of my mind as a college student. But I never paid much attention to it. To be candid with you, I was much too busy trying to get through college. Then suddenly, one day in the first semester of my senior year in college, I caught a huge break. The head of my sociology department called me into her office and told me that a large housing development corporation based here in the city was expanding and looking for someone part-time to develop a homeownership program. She thought of me and wanted to know if I might be interested. As things happen, I was looking for a job to help pay for my college expenses. That led to the job I had 1 year ago when I became an e-launcher. That part-time job became a full-time job when I graduated. There were a lot of things I liked about that job. The pay was pretty good. The benefits package had most of the things I wanted. So my idea could wait. The way I looked at it, why venture out and risk losing money, or even my good job, not to mention damaging my reputation, which I had worked so hard to build. And I don't mind telling you that I thought a lot about my mother and father and the many sacrifices they made over the years to see that I got a good education. My business idea would just have to wait. That is what I can tell you about my mindset before I became an e-launcher.
But a couple of years later, things started to change at the Housing Development Corporation where I worked. There was a shakeup in management. Market conditions were changing. The new president was looking to move the company in a new direction. I was surprised to learn that changes were in the works for my department. I was stunned to learn that my entire department could be eliminated. So after talking with my mother and father, I decided to brush off my old resume. My mindset changed. It seemed to me that my career as an employee was not based on how well I performed, but rather on circumstances that had nothing to do with my performance and over which I have no control. Guess what I did at that point? I took my idea off the back burner and started looking for an alternative. I became proactive rather than reactive. I was hoping to find a practical way out of working for someone else.
A way out of the employee mindset that I was in and into the entrepreneurial mindset that I needed to succeed in business. That is when I discovered e-launch. So I opened a free account at the website and registered for the 30-day Golden Egg Challenge. The challenge was free also. When I finished it, my idea had been transformed into a launch-ready concept. I was still working full-time at my job, but I had a critical decision to make, to quit my job or to keep it. I was so happy to learn that e-launch did not require me to quit my job at that point. So I proceeded through the mindset phase while still working full-time. It took me 8 weeks, and the weekly routine was easy to follow. I would go to the e-launch online store homepage and click on the Mindset tab in the menu. Select one of the 6 sections of interest to me, either burning desire, leadership, positive beliefs, team building, risk management, or passive income. Then, I would invest $12 to purchase a skill-building video exercise, download it, and perform the skill-building exercise as instructed. I would prepare a report and email it to e-launch. Then, e-launch would email me a score.
To increase my scoring potential, e-launch asked me to adopt the alter ego of a searcher, to think like a person who is engaged in searching for ways to magnify my mindset. E-launch provided valuable information that helped me to understand how the mind works. If I did well performing skill-building exercises, e-launch would email me a skill certificate certifying me in that skill. If I did not do well, e-launch would email me a score with a notice that I failed to certify. I had the option to schedule a coaching session to improve my score if I chose to do so. Each video that I purchased was mine to keep, so I could watch it as many times as I wanted and whenever I wanted. Each of my purchases was based on a keyword topic that enabled me to practice a specific skill that I wanted to improve. One example related to burning desire is the skill of persistence. I was very interested in becoming more persistent.
This gave me the opportunity to evaluate and improve my use of the skill of persistence, which has been of great value over the past year as I have encountered many setbacks and challenges.
E-Launch gave me 8 weeks to complete this mindset phase and offered me 54 video skill building exercises to enable me to think differently about being an entrepreneur. Each exercise was available at the E-Launch online store. It was up to me to score as many points as I could by the end of the 8th week. Then, E-Launch emailed my Phase 1 mindset score. If my score was enough, I would be certified in Phase 1. Well, you see, I had maintained a log of my scores, so I knew I was borderline. I missed the Phase 1 certification by 1 point. Not to worry, I had 2 options. Option 1 was to retake one of the exercises to see if I would increase my Phase 1 score. Option 2 was to schedule a coaching session. I chose Option 2, went to the online scheduling center and booked a coaching session. I improved my score and was certified to move to Phase 2, rocket launch. When I started Phase 2, I had improved a variety of mindset skills.
I believed that I was able to function as a leader, to evaluate business risks, to build positive beliefs, and to create passive income. My interest in starting my own business had been transformed into a burning desire. It was 8 weeks well invested. My mother commented that I seemed like a new man, and in many ways I was, thanks to E-Launch.